Good afternoon and welcome to the Hummer Sports Complex here in Topeka, Kansas for the 2012 Kansas Class 5A Girls Soccer Championship game. Hello everyone, I'm TJ Jackson. Glad to have you along on this Saturday afternoon. Both teams come in with a lot of firepower into the matchup here today. St. Thomas Aquinas and Mill Valley High. Mill Valley had an impressive win yesterday, 5-0 against Hayes. The Jaguars have scored 37 goals in their last 5 games. And the Saints have scored 26 goals in their last 5, so both of them very good offensively. St. Thomas Aquinas slipped by Bishop Carroll yesterday. 1-0 was the final score of that one. So it sets up a great championship game. St. Thomas Aquinas looking for their 3rd championship in as many seasons. They have won 4 of the last 6 in Class 5A over the last couple of years. You take a look at the lineups here today for St. Thomas Aquinas. They will have Ellen Loftman in goal, Kelly Sweeney, Madeline Hopfinger, also Mary Disador, Tessa Zars, Jill Carroll, Natalie Owens, Hannah Pyle, Andrea Lisser, Jamie Coutet, and then Molly Schmidt will round out the starting lineups for St. Thomas Aquinas. For the Jaguars of Mill Valley, Charlie Howe, Franklin, Wakefield, also Hamner, a couple of goals yesterday, Gibson, Johnson, Gossett as the keeper for this Mill Valley squad. Park, Saperda, Seibel, and Koch round out the starting lineups for the Jaguars. Ready to go here on this warm Saturday afternoon here in Topeka. 93 at first kick in this contest. You look at the Jaguars, we mentioned how good they are offensively. Hamner had 2 goals yesterday. Saperda had 1, Gibson had 1, and Park as well as they defeated Hayes 5-0. And we're underway in this championship game, sent all the way down the field to the left, and it's going to be out of play. St. Thomas Aquinas in the white uniforms. Mill Valley in the dark blue. 3rd place game concluding just a little while ago. It was a 1-0 win in the 3rd place game for Bishop Carroll over Hayes. Bouncing to the near side, headed the other direction. This one's off of Wakefield, and it trickles through the touchline to the near side. Throw-in will come now from Hopfinger, looking to get it in, does so. Centers it back towards the middle of the field, played by Pyle. Attacking, here come the Jaguars the other way, working from right to left. Howe down the field. Saperda able to gain a little ground briefly, but then was knocked off of the ball. Howe has possession for the Jaguars, angles it to the right side. Gibson goes low, and knocked away, and here come the Saints the other direction. They get it into the grasp of Pyle, sends it deep right corner. With it, over there on that side of the field is Schmidt, all the way to the right corner, trying to center it, and the ball is knocked away. Chased to the near side by Carroll, all the way to the deep right corner. Wakefield unable to catch up to it, and it'll stay with the Saints. Just underway here in this championship game. A great crowd on hand for this one. 2 Kansas City area schools battling it out in the state championship. A throw in now to the near side for St. Thomas Aquinas. Sweeney will throw it in here for the Saints. Does so to the near side, throws it high. Disador trying to center it. Comes back out towards Carroll. Early chance, but it was knocked away by the defense of Mill Valley. Played off of a couple of bounces, sent deep down the field again. Saints trying to keep it in. Schmidt angles it down to the left side. It'll roll all the way across the field and through the touchline. And it'll go back to Mill Valley. Mill Valley's win yesterday, very impressive. They were able to jump on Hayes with 2 goals in the first 6 minutes of that contest. En route to a 5-0 win. Here's a chance now early. Wakefield swings into the middle of the field, back to the left side. Koch to the top left corner of the box, tries to cut back to the right. Had it knocked away, though, by Owens, holding her ground defensively. Gibson with another run at it, taken down by Disador. Sliding down to the near side, whistle. And it goes against St. Thomas Aquinas, and Mill Valley will have an early free kick chance. This will come just to the top left corner of the box. It'll still be from distance here to the near side. A couple of Jaguars coming over. Gibson, one of them, standing over it as well as Koch. Seibel there as well. It'll be taken just inside the left touchline. Chipping it with the right foot. Topeka puts it right on, but Tloffman is there to make the catch and come up with the stop. Topeka did a good job putting that one on from a considerable distance, and now it's taken by Disador in transition to the right side. Tries to take it long. It deflects off of the head to the near side. Goutte had that bound all the way back into the keeper where Rihanna Gossett was, and she comes up with a stop. Gossett drives it low. Gossett didn't really see a lot of work yesterday against Hayes. Had one save in that outing. Now to the right side. Goutte chases it into the box, trying to turn the corner on it. Wants to center it, and it's knocked away defensively by Mill Valley to the near side. Big collision. Wakefield skied. She was driven to the turf. The whistle going against St. Thomas Aquinas, and Mill Valley will have the possession. You can see it here again. Play it off of a high bounce. Wakefield jumping. Some contact there as she tumbles to the turf, and that results in a possession now for the Jaguars. Bouncing middle of the field. Played it off of a couple of bounces, did Hamner. Tries to swing it back towards the right side. Park was out in front of the ball. Now it's taken the other direction by Carroll. Carroll traveling all by herself in the middle of the field. Looks to the left. Angles it that side. Sweeney back there on the offensive side for the Saints and had it knocked away through the touchline. And it will stay with St. Thomas Aquinas deep in their offensive third. Kelly Sweeney, 20 points on the season. 6 goals, 8 points. 8 assists, I should say. Throws it in from the left side. Inside the box, Disador stops it. Angled back out to the right side off of Hamner. And it'll be another throw-in here for the Saints. 5 minutes gone by here in the first half. No score in this state championship game. All the way to the end line. It's going to go through the end line, and it'll be a goal kick coming up for Mill Valley. The Jaguars, the number 1 seed in the North bracket. A 10-0 win against Casey Schlegel in their first contest. 4-1 against Mission Miege, and then a win 5-0 yesterday against Hayes to propel themselves to this state championship contest. And here's a dangerous opportunity early inside the box. St. Thomas Aquinas is going to get an early goal. No, they take it off. Offsides is the call, and so Aquinas has one negated because of an offsides. Goutte thought she had another one, but it's not to be, and Mill Valley will set up shop and have the chance to get the possession back. So they wave it off. Well, it looked like the Saints were going to jump on the board early, but offsides was the call. Now right in the middle of the field, Disador angles it to the left side, taken off of a couple of bounces. Zars unable to keep it in, knocked away again, and Mill Valley chips it deep down the right side, expecting a great contest between two high-powered offenses. Heard some of the stats that we talked about at the top of the broadcast about how good they are offensively. Sometimes when you see big offensive stats like that, you forget how good they can be defensively as well. Goutte to the right side, deep right corner, trying to angle it back middle of the field into a headlong dive as Gossett, and she comes up with a brilliant stop right there. Gossett, the senior, fully extended, went low to get it, and it's a stop and a save. Therefore, Gossett chips it middle of the field. Short kick is going to be headed by Hoffinger to the near side. Play to the middle off of a bounce by Pyle. Disador out to the left boundary. Feeds it middle of the field, and now it's taken the other direction by Franklin. Deep down the field off of a couple of bounces. Gibson sends it further. Hit by Mill Valley. Retreating into the defensive third. Are the Saints going low to drive it there as Reason. Angling now to the near side. Just inside the touchline. Pyle goes to the right side, and it's going to be behind Goutte, and it's going to be through the touchline. Bree Franklin, a junior defensive man for this Mill Valley team with the throw-in right now. Comes to the near side. Headed out through the touchline. This one's going to be off of Hoffinger, and yet another throw-in for Mill Valley. 8 minutes into this one, no score. St. Thomas Aquinas had a goal taken off of the board because of an offsides call a couple of moments ago. Big drive there, stopped by Franklin. Sent deep down the field again. Off of a high bounce. Goutte is going to try to manage it. And it's off through the touchline. That one deflected off of the foot, they say, of Johnson. So it'll be in favor of St. Thomas Aquinas in their offensive third. So the Saints with a throw in now to the right side. Sweeney looking to get it in. Bounces it. Throws it in from the right side into the top right corner of the box. It gets all the way back to the middle of the field. Driven now off the foot of Hopfinger. And it'll go through the end line and back to Mill Valley. So we've seen each keeper have a chance early on in this one. Gossett has been tested already. I mentioned the fact that she wasn't really tested that much yesterday. Ellen Laufman, the sophomore for this St. Thomas Aquinas team, she had a nice game yesterday. Picked up her 12th shutout of the season with a 1-0 win against Bishop Carroll. Now the throw into the near side. Disador trying to work around the defender. Taken by Owens, chips it left side, but back defensively for Mill Valley was Park. Ball bounding free, out towards that right side. Chipping it to the middle of the field. Nobody home for Mill Valley. Now they try to center it. Sweeney wanted to go to the left side. Disador will play it off of a balance. Good ball by Disador, but just a little long. Too firm on that one. Wanted to find Pyle over on that left side. Now it's driven out by Gossett just through the touchline in front of the St. Thomas Aquinas bench across the way. Throw-in will come from the Saints over on the far left side. Work at the direction of Pyle. Pyle second on the team in goals this season with 12. Only trails Goutte, who has 15. Mill Valley in transition down the right side. Park had a goal yesterday. Sends it deep. Zaperta around the defender. Angles it back towards the left side of the field. Racing back is Wakefield. Can Wakefield keep it in? Yes is the answer. Now to the near side. Hopfinger beaten by Wakefield. Dribbles it out, but a good recovery by Hopfinger to get back defensively after being beaten on the first move. And clears it to midfield. Chip to the right side. Goutte trying to gather it in, but stepping in front of her and getting a piece of it was Johnson. Now to the near side. Johnson able to keep it inside the touchline. Rolls it ahead for Wakefield. Wanted to cut to Johnson, but instead the ball was too far. Now it's going to be played by Owens. Back to the keeper and Laufman. Laufman puts a good strike on it. It'll be all the way down the field for Goutte. Goutte is going to have a chance from the right side. Drives it high. Deflected off the hand of Gossett. Gossett comes up with a left-handed save, and it was a dandy. Now to the near side. Mill Valley trying to clear. Big collision and a whistle and a foul against St. Thomas Aquinas. Here's the save again from Gossett. Man, it was a great play here. Goutte had her dead in the water and trying to bring it back to the left, but Gossett was able to get the left hand on it and come up with the save. And the senior keeper keeps it scoreless. Great play there by Gossett. St. Thomas Aquinas on the attack. Deep right side, Disador sent it long, but nobody was home. And it's going to go through the inline, and it'll be a goal kick now for Mill Valley. So from not getting tested yesterday to being peppered at in the first couple of minutes of this one, Gossett's been able to answer the bell several times, and now we're going to see some substitutions for St. Thomas Aquinas. One of the things that we noticed a lot in the first game today between Bishop Carroll and Hayes, because of the temperature and everything, it being very hot on the field, both teams substituted quite a bit throughout that contest. Now to the right side, sending it ahead, the ball bounding free all the way through that offensive third of Mill Valley, and it's going to make its way through the touchline, and St. Thomas Aquinas will have it deep in their offensive end. Throw-in will come now from the near side. Here it is from the right boundary. Played towards the top right corner of the box. Collapsing on it, trying to keep it in was Brown. Back to the left side. Gossett comes out, puts a lot of contact on. The ball is sent back to the left corner, and it's going to trickle through the end line. So Gossett coming all the way out of goal. Collided with one of the St. Thomas Aquinas players. You can see how far off of her line Gossett was able to come, and then balls over the St. Thomas Aquinas offensive player there, and it was sent left and wide, so everybody appears to be okay. Sloan getting up. Vermejo, no, check that. That was actually Goutet who was a bit shaken up after that collision. So she has been a little bit of a thorn on the side of the Jaguars early. A couple of chances, and Gossett shut her down that second time as well. Deep to the left side, giving chase over that direction. This is Riggs, and it's going to go through the end line, and it's going to be another goal kick coming up for Mill Valley. It's a good action early on in this championship contest. Under 26 minutes to go in the first half, still no score. Something that neither one of these teams really says too often. Ball played back to the near side. Wakefield over to Gibson. Spins back towards the right. Gibson puts a firm kick on it. Down to the middle of the field for Hamner. Finds it over to Cyberta. Running free to the right side. Angles it towards the net, but it was too tall. And it's out of play, up and over. Owens was back there defensively also for St. Thomas Aquinas, helping out on the defensive end. Ball will be placed down by Loftman. Loftman still just a sophomore for this St. Thomas Aquinas team. She'll take the goal kick now, drives it down the middle of the field. Headed back the other direction by Hamner. Pushes deep right side. Ball is won by Zaperta that direction, but now it's taken away by St. Thomas Aquinas. Hamner able to keep it in from the right side. Hamner is going to go wide right, though, on her shot attempt. Pretty good pressure early on for both of these teams on the offensive side. We saw the pressure that St. Thomas Aquinas has been able to place on Gossett, and then a couple of good chances there for the Jaguars on their offensive side. Ball's placed down. Loftman will take the goal kick again. Drives it to the right side. So it deflects off the foot of Wakefield. Gibson angles it back over towards Hamner. Deflects off of Disador now to the near side. With it is Wakefield in and out of traffic. And it's to the touchline. It'll stay with Mill Valley. Throw-in will come from the near side. Franklin to do so. Chipped by Disador back through the touchline again, so it'll be another throw-in again for the Jaguars here on this right boundary. Thrown in, played by Franklin over towards Wakefield. Wakefield tried to angle it back, but it was misplayed and hit through the touchline again to the near side. This one coming off of Julie Bride. And another throw-in again for the Jags. So play hugging the left touchline at the moment. Back into the defensive third, sent the other direction by Seibel and played off of a couple of bounces. Gibson to the near side, finds Wakefield, turns it back across the field. Zaperta put a foot on it, popped it into the air, chipped in by Koch though. Zaperta trying to gain positioning, now to the right side. Park giving chase over there on that far boundary for Mill Valley, up in it on the play. Good defense there by St. Thomas Aquinas. Here come the Saints the other direction. Collision, and the ball rolls through the touchline across the way. Referee says that it'll stay with the Saints. We'll see some substitutions now for St. Thomas Aquinas as we approach 22 minutes remaining here in the first half. No surprise that we're going to see a lot of substitutions on a warm summer afternoon. Throw-in comes to the left side. It'll be played over that direction by Myers. Now to the middle of the field. Just behind where Reason was. Tracked down on the near side. Here's Brown. Brown up in it on the play. She tried to turn the right corner. Wakefield takes her legs out from underneath of her. And free kick chance here for St. Thomas Aquinas. You can see here as she was trying to turn the corner. Collision there by Wakefield and upended her on the play. Driven now by Owens to the middle of the field off of a bounce. Trying to head it was Reason. It popped over her shoulder though. And now yet another whistle coming out, this one against Gibson, as she takes out the legs of Pyle as she was trying to make her way around where Gibson was. And now a pretty good spot here for St. Thomas Aquinas. This is a dangerous ball, as it's going to be placed just atop the box here. Olivia Myers, the freshman, 5 goals on the season, stands there for St. Thomas Aquinas, as does Hannah Pyle. See who will take it. It'll be Myers to do so. Chips it to the left side and went right to the defender in Mill Valley. It'll be chased down all the way across the way. Morgan trying to keep it in. Does so. Over to Pyle, but offside is the call, as Pyle was tiptoeing that line right there and wasn't able to stay onside. And Mill Valley will have it back. Very entertaining first half so far, back and forth. Fairly open. Driven by Koch to the right side. Kept in by Morgan. Chased down by Caroline across the way. Off of a couple of bounces, Mill Valley trying to work that right touch line across the way. It's going to be hit by Park, chipped ahead. Angles it back over towards Saperda. Now a whistle and a foul called against Mill Valley. And St. Thomas Aquinas will have the possession. Approaching 20 minutes remaining in the first half of this one. You can see it here, playing it off of a bounce, and a big collision between the two of them, and then it was just sent through the touchline. Myers down the field, but it's into the direction of Gossett. She will easily scoop it up and make the stop for Mill Valley. Saints trying to keep the pressure on offensively. They've spent some time in the offensive third in the last couple of moments. There's a drive by Brown to the near side. Kept in by Coutet. Sends it deep right corner. Pyle's going to chase it all the way to the corner, and it's going to trickle out. And now stoppage of play with 19:41 remaining here in the first half. Play has been halted. No score still between St. Thomas Aquinas and Mill Valley for the championship in Class 5A. Our first game earlier this afternoon had number 1 Bishop Carroll winning 1-0 against Hayes, the final of that contest. The goal by Burris, which was at the very, very end of the game, about 19 seconds left, was waved off because of an offside call. So Bishop Carroll wins it 1-0. That's the official score. It was a penalty kick from Rogers with 14:49 left in that one that allowed Bishop Carroll to win it 1-0 and take home third place in Class 5A. Hayes finishes a very nice season in a fourth place in Class 5A. So Hayes again ends their magical season at 16-5. Bishop Carroll with that win, they end their season at 18-2, and they take home the third place trophy here in Class 5A. St. Thomas Aquinas looking for their third straight state championship, battling Mill Valley right now. From what I understand, for St. Thomas Aquinas, actually, they have 4 different sports playing for state championships today. So it could be a very productive day for the Saints across the board. I believe I heard from an individual that track and field, they were playing for a state championship, baseball and softball as well. So a lot of hardware on the line for the Saints. Well, teams back onto the pitch right now with 19:41 remaining here in the first half. Mill Valley, the number 1 seed off of the north bracket. They have been very dominant in all of their games so far, getting to this state championship. It'll be put in here from the right side on a throw-in. Sweeney will do so for the Saints. Heads it back towards the middle of the field, played off of a bounce. Headed by Humner. Saints trying to keep it in, but it's finally cleared by the Jaguars down the right side. Saperda trying to turn the corner, working against Owens. And a whistle against the Saints, and Mill Valley will have a free kick coming up as we have gone under 20 minutes to play in this first half. Ball will be placed down. Mill Valley with a free kick chance. No score still in this one. Here's that run up in the drive. Turning it back towards the top of the box. Saperda was there. Gibson tries to head it. Kept in by Humner, and it's deflected away. Humner again trying to keep it in the middle of the field, and it's sent deep down the left side. Over the top of where it was trying to be played by Johnson. Now another dangerous opportunity. The ball deflected back to the middle, and it's going to be a goal. Gossett collides again with another Saint. Sloan getting up after the play towards the middle of the field. I believe that was Couttet that came up with it. A big collision. You can see it here again. Couttet just chips it up, and Gossett collides with her. And 1-0 is our score. It was Hannah Pyle, actually, that comes up with the goal. So Hannah Pyle picks up her 13th goal of the season. So Pyle knocks it in and gives St. Thomas Aquinas an 1-0 lead here in the first half. A brilliant play. She was just able to get it over the top of Gossett, and very similar to the collision that we saw a little earlier. And here's a collision on the other end. A little shove down, and Mill Valley is going to have a free kick chance here in a pretty dangerous spot, and a yellow card has been issued. So Natalie Owens gets the yellow, and she'll head off now. And the ball is in a dangerous spot here for Mill Valley because they have it just atop the box to the right side. We saw a collision between Gossett and Couttet earlier, then the one between Gossett and Pyle on Pyle's goal. That has resulted in a lead right now for St. Thomas Aquinas. So a couple of substitutions coming on for the Saints. 18:21 remaining in this first half. Ball will be placed to the top right corner. Chip from the right side, too tall and out of play as it was driven long by Saperda over there on that far side. She put too much on it, and now play will head back the other way with St. Thomas Aquinas still leading 1-0. Be placed down by Loftman. Drives it down the right side of the field, does Loftman. Karam's away, played by Franklin. Humner gets it back over to Saperda. Saperda tries to go long down the field. Dangerous ball there as Romeo was racing that way for Mill Valley, but it was cleared out nicely there by Schmidt. And Mill Valley tries to keep the pressure on. Gibson into the box, had it headed the other direction by Borgen. Popped into the air. Out to the right side again. Headed back towards the middle. There is Park, and deflects off of Park through the end line, so it'll be a goal kick for St. Thomas Aquinas. Hannah Pyle, the junior, with a goal to give the Saints the 1-0 lead here in this first half. Battling for it at midfield. Zars deep down the left side. Pinched off, though, on the play. Sent back by Johnson. St. Thomas Aquinas trying to win it back now to the near side. Stopped to the right boundary. Sent long again. Sweeney from the right side collides with Gossett, and the ball squirts free now to the near side. So Gossett has had a couple of different collisions with Saints players, and Sweeney a little slow in getting up after the collision. You can see it here. It was another dangerous ball here. Gossett collides with Sweeney. She collapses to the turf, and the ball squirts free harmlessly to the right, and everybody appears to be okay. Sweeney's going to hang in there. Gossett is okay as well, and it'll come from the right side. throw in now. Sweeney will take it for the Saints as she travels here over to the near boundary. Kelly Sweeney, a sophomore for this Saints team, takes it to the right corner. Ball's free in front of the net, pops up into the air. Ball's headed back out. Mill Valley trying to clear. Gibson wanted to do so here to the right side. The ball rolls all the way through the touchline, and it'll go back to Mill Valley. So it'll be a throw-in now for the Jaguars here to the near side. Racing up and kicking it was Hopfinger. Across the way, trickles to the direction of Carroll. Played back over to the left side. Zars got a foot on it. Chip back to the middle. Up again, trying to play it. That was Zars in between a couple of Jaguar defenders. All the way back to the right side. Here's Sweeney again. Sweeney to the right boundary. Collides with Gossett, but Sweeney's going to trickle this one home. Gossett again trying to come out and put some pressure on her, but Kelly Sweeney picks up her 7th goal of the season, and that has given St. Thomas Aquinas a 2-0 lead, and goals just a little over 3.5 minutes apart. Anna Gossett has challenged the St. Thomas Aquinas players as she's come out of the net several different times, challenging on plays, and you can see this time as the collision happens, Sweeney was able to get enough on the ball and get it by her. Now an injury to Gossett as she is down in goal here for Mill Valley. So Gossett on her back, possibly working on one of her legs. So a goal by Pyle, a goal by Sweeney has given St. Thomas Aquinas a 2-0 lead here in the first half. So Gossett kind of favoring her right leg, maybe the hamstring, maybe the knee, being attended to right now. 15:02 remaining here in the first half. So 15:02 to go. The Saints lead at 2-0 against Mill Valley. In our first game today, we mentioned that Bishop Carroll wins 1-0 against Hayes on a penalty kick with just over 14 minutes to go in the second half. Rogers put in her first goal of the contest and allowed Bishop Carroll to take home the third-place trophy. His first-place contest right now, St. Thomas Aquinas, a couple of goals in the first half, and they lead at 2-0. So Gossett standing now after being shaken up a little bit. They're still working on her right leg. Gossett has taken a little bit of a beating. She's had several collisions with Saint players here in the first half. Gossett trying to stretch it out right now as she's still being attended to out in front of the net. It's like they're either trying to stretch that right leg or loosen up maybe a hamstring or a cramp or something like that after the latest collision. So Hannah Pyle's 13th goal of the season gave the Saints a 1-0 lead, and then Kelly Sweeney's 7th goal of the season has added on to that. And so the Saints sitting in a pretty good spot right now, up 2-0 in the first half. You look at Mill Valley, 18-1 coming into play today. Their only loss of the season coming in their second game of the year back on March 28th at Staley, a 3-1 loss for Mill Valley. Since then, not only have they won, but they have just rolled people all the way here into the state championship game. Some of their wins have been very impressive. An 11-0 win at Bishop Ward, 10-0 wins against Casey Piper and Baser Linwood. Also a pair of them right before the playoffs against Leavenworth, 10-0, and then 10-0 against Casey Schlegel in the first round of the playoffs. So, ready to get things underway again. 15:02 to go in the first half. 2-0. St. Thomas Aquinas leads it against Mill Valley. So it looks like we might have a change in goal for the Jaguars, as now Gossett's going to come out of the lineup. So Gossett, after appearing to be okay, they're going to make a change as we're going to see a new keeper in for Mill Valley. You can see as Gossett's coming off of the field, still walking a little gingerly on that right leg. The referee is talking to the coaches across the way for Mill Valley. Gossett gets over to the sideline now, takes off her gloves, and still kind of hobbling a little bit as she takes a seat across the way. So, new keeper in now for Mill Valley, down by a pair. Play ready to resume. Jags will have it right at midfield. Angle it out to the far side. Humner goes over to Zyberta, now to the top of the box, and the ball is deflected. Gibson trying to track it down, chipped in to the right side by Koch, and it's going to be cut out of the air by Loftman. Hoffman makes the stop now for St. Thomas Aquinas. Driven short to the near side. Wakefield collapses over along with Gibson, but they kind of collide, and then Brown sends it down the field. Stutter step move is sent in by Carroll. Now to the right side, giving chase here is Coute for St. Thomas Aquinas. Sent to the top right corner of the box. Trying to make a move right along the end line. Ball's going to be centered. Ball trickles all the way back out. Chipped off of the right foot. Sweeney trying to track it down to the left side, and offsides is the call. So 13:57, clock is rolling here in the first half. Saints lead at 2-0 in the championship. Driven short to the middle of the field. Disador trying to keep the pressure on. Feeds it back out towards the right side. Ball is deflected by Koch, and it caroms back to the near boundary. Wakefield trying to turn the corner. Coute on her. Feeds it back over towards the direction of Franklin. Sends it middle of the field. Rolls it to the near side. Wakefield up a couple of steps just inside the touchline. Angles it deep left corner, giving chase over that direction. Zyberta unable to keep it from going through the touchline, and possession will go back to the Saints. Throw-in will come now for the Saints off of the throw from Brown, back towards the middle of the field. Mill Valley trying to keep it in. They do so over to Hamner. Deep left side. Zyberta towards the top of the box, and it comes back left, and no other Jaguar was to the left. Everybody went to the right, and now it's popped into the air, and it's going to be through the touchline here to the near side off of Mill Valley, so it'll stay in possession of the Saints. Julia Brown will throw it in for St. Thomas Aquinas. We'll have a couple more substitutions for the Saints. Now Gossett's going to come back in the game and keep her here for Mill Valley. So she appears to be okay, trying to shake off that injury to her right leg. Comes back on. Clock continues to roll here in the first half. Brown looking to get it in. Played off of a couple of bounces. This time it's Reason trying to turn the corner. Whistle and a foul against Gibson. Free kick chance now for St. Thomas Aquinas. It's a quick kick to the near side. Coute has it. Cuts back to the left. Makes a move to the right of the box. Takes it all the way to the end line. Good tackle from behind as it's cleared out here to the near side. Sweeney will throw it in for St. Thomas Aquinas. It'll come from the right side. Sweeney back a couple of steps. Throws it in towards the right corner of the box. It's played high into the air, now to the near side. Sent back towards the middle of the field. Mill Valley unsuccessfully being able to clear it. It was headed briefly by Pelzel. Now to the left side, it'll roll that way, and it's got to be last touch by Mill Valley, so it'll stay with the Saints. Just over 11 minutes to go in the first half. 2-0 is our score. Saints lead it. Thrown into the left side. Myers Chips it back towards the middle of the field. Sweeney is there. Sweeney getting some pressure this time from the defense of Mill Valley, and it's going to come to the near boundary. And the only play that Koch had that time was to send it through the touchline. She was running out of real estate and didn't have any more help, and so it'll be another throw-in, this time by Sweeney. Sweeney throws it in this time, and it's driven back towards the middle of the field, kept in by the Saints as Schmidt drives it down the middle, sent the other direction. Owens giving chase. Owens is going to play it all the way back over to Loftman, and Loftman just drives it off of her right foot. Played back by St. Thomas Aquinas. Myers feeds it ahead, looks to the right side, had Sweeney down there. Racing up a couple of steps. Reason has it deflect off of her leg. Sweeney deflects it off of the foot of Franklin as it trickles through the touchline, and now it'll be a throw-in here for Sweeney. Sweeney throws it in, headed back towards the middle of the field, trying to play it off of a bounce, was Pyle, who already has a goal in the contest, and a whistle is against St. Thomas Aquinas, and Mill Valley will have the possession back under 10 minutes to play here in this first half. So it'll be placed down. Johnson will take the free kick for the Jaguars. Right down the middle of the field, over towards Howe. Sent the other direction, this time by Owens. Saints on the move again. They have really attacked this defense for Mill Valley. Reason puts one on, but it's going to turn and tail away to the right and through the touchline, and it'll go back to Mill Valley. So Mill Valley, they were able to strike early and often yesterday against Hayes. They have yet to put one in here against St. Thomas Aquinas, and they're down by a couple. But the good thing about having the firepower that Mill Valley does is that they know that they can get back into the contest despite being down 2-0. Sent to the middle of the field. Kept in by Reason. Turned down to the near side. Sweeney goes back over to Pyle. Redirects it, middle of the field. Off of a bounce, retreating a couple of steps. And this is Wakefield down the touchline. Wakefield ahead, over to Howe. Wants to go back to Wakefield. It was too far in front of her. And it's sent in, but Mill Valley does a good job to keep possession of it. Koch right around the midfield stripe. Goes to Howe, back to Koch. Left corner, finds Wakefield. Wakefield puts one towards the net. Racing up a couple of steps. Loftman battling there along with Zyperta. And Loftman's going to be able to hang on to it as Zyperta got there just a step too late to give it a whirl. Driven by Loftman down the middle of the field. Headed further down by Reason. Played off of a couple of bounces. Scorched down to the left side. Up a couple of steps. Here comes Porkwin. Had to deflect off of Myers. Sent back to Gibson for Mill Valley. Gibson cuts back to the left. Wants to go to Wakefield. Wakefield tries to make a move between two Saint players. Catches it off at the bounce. Feeds it back over to Gibson. Looks back now to the left side. Wakefield in transition. Trickles it ahead. Finds Howe over towards Zyperta, and she was offsides as the call. Wasn't able to play it clean anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. And the chances for naught for Mill Valley. 7:05 to go in the first half. Loftman will send it away for St. Thomas Aquinas down the field. Makes it all the way to the top of the defensive third for the Jaguars. Sent the other direction now, retreating a couple of steps. Playing it off of a bounce. Zyperta has it trickle ahead. It's going to be played by Howe, and Howe's going to find the back of the net. Charlie Howe has pulled Mill Valley to within one. 2-1 is our score. The junior pulls her team to within one with 6:40 to go here in the first half. Zyperta found her with a good ball. A great strike over the top of Loftman's outstretched arm. And Howe has pulled her team back to within one. So it's a brand new ball game. 2-1 is our score. St. Thomas Aquinas still leads, but On a good strike from Charlie Howe, Mill Valley has pulled to within one. Driven now by Disador down the middle of the field. Off of a bounce here to the near side. Mill Valley, a little more bounce in their step after the goal. Sent back to the right side. With it is Seibel, middle of the field, angles it to the left side, hit high into the air. Played back by Hamner. Off of a couple of bounces. Wanted to go to Howe, instead it was Schmidt there for St. Thomas Aquinas. Wins it off of the Mill Valley player. Now we'll have a throw in. Borquin able to get it in. 6 minutes to go in the first half. Deep down the left side. It'll go all the way through the inline, and it'll be a goal kick now for Mill Valley. Pyle strikes first for St. Thomas Aquinas with 18:46 remaining in the first half. Sweeney answered with a goal just a couple of minutes later. 15:02 mark, and now with 6:40 to go, Charlie Howe has her first goal of the contest, and Mill Valley has pulled to within one. Zars to the left side, had it knocked out of play through the touchline by Johnson, and it'll stay with Aquinas. Referee wants Borquin to retreat a couple of steps before the throw-in. Driven right back to the Aquinas bench, and it'll be another throw-in. We've gone under 5 minutes to play here in the first half. Disador has the possession. Deflected back by Mill Valley. Jaguars trying to get an organized opportunity going again. Sent back by St. Thomas Aquinas. Borquin has it roll through the touchline. It'll be a throw-in now for Romejo across the way. Romejo throws it down the right side. Ball chipped into the air. Romejo trying to battle for it, and we'll carry him back to Hamner. She had a couple of goals yesterday. Finds Romejo in the middle of the field. Howe off of a bounce. Struck from distance again. This one off of Hamner's foot, and it'll go wide to the left as we approach 4 minutes to go in the first half. Goal kick chance coming up here for St. Thomas Aquinas. That goal that Loftman allowed against Howell a little bit to go. Only the 11th goal that she has given up all season long. Sent now to the right side. Sent the other direction now by Koch off of a couple of bounces. Disador has it. Knocked away now. Here comes Mill Valley again down the left side. Racing back though for Aquinas. Helping back defensively. Wakefield has it deflect off of her leg, but right over to Loftman, and Loftman was able to bend down and scoop it up. Drives it down the field, does Loftman. Has the wind at her back right now. Playing it off of a couple of bounces. They send it ahead, down to the left side. Bride angles it to the left boundary. Ball's deflected away. Rolls free. Kept in by St. Thomas Aquinas. Bride trying to turn the corner over on the far side. Mill Valley clears briefly. Now again deep. Dangerous chance here inside the box. Ball's deflected. Gossett gets a hand on it though. Two different Aquinas players were there. Carroll was one of them. Carroll just did get a piece of it. Gossett also got a piece of the ball and was able to keep the possession and make the stop here for Mill Valley. You can see it again. Gossett kind of all by herself in no man's land with two offensive players there, and she was able to just get a little tab of the shot by Carroll and was able to grab it. Ball rolls through the touchline across the way off of St. Thomas Aquinas. Romejo trying to turn the corner. Shoots it through the touchline off of Mill Valley back to the Saints. Just a shade above 2 minutes to go in the first half. Driven back the other way by Mill Valley. High into there by Howe. Trying to play it off of the bounce. Instead, ball deflects off of the leg of Schmidt. Finds it to the direction of Zars in the middle of the field. Trying to make the move is Riggs. Into the offensive third. Riggs to the left side. Had it tapped and knocked out a play by Johnson. It'll be a throw-in, though, for the Saints deep in their offensive end. 1:42 remaining in the first half. Aquinas leads it by 1. Throw-in will come from Rachel Riggs. Over the head. Tries to squeeze it into Zars. Also helping there is Disador. To the middle of the field. High into the air. Carroll misses the header attempt, and it's cleared by Mill Valley. Howell turns the other way. Sends it to the right side. It's a foot race as the ball rolls free. Trying to turn the corner. Schmidt is there defensively, though, for St. Thomas Aquinas. Battling against Saperda, and it's going to be off of St. Thomas Aquinas, and Mill Valley will have another run at it with a minute to go in the first half. Remejo with the throw-in. Over to the right side, back to Remejo. Drives it with the right foot. Skips it into the box off of a bounce over to Owens. Played back to the middle. Header out to the middle of the field. Owens again putting the pressure on, and this one trickles now through the end line. A corner chance, though, for Mill Valley with 40 seconds to go. Charlie Howe has really done a good job for Mill Valley over the last couple of minutes. She has the goal, and then she was within a couple of feet of another goal here. Corner chance by Mill Valley is hit all the way to the right corner of the box. Remejo retreating, trying to gather it in as it's sent deep down the field now by Aquinas. 16 seconds to go in this first half. It'll be a quick throw in from the far left side. Bride looking to get it in, does so. Off of a bounce with 10 seconds to go. Play had been halted, and that'll do it for the first half. And what a very entertaining first half it has been here in the Class 5A championship game, with St. Thomas Aquinas getting a couple of goals early. One from Pyle, one from Sweeney, but then Charlie Howe comes up with one from Mill Valley with 6:40 to go in the first half of this one to pull her team to within 1. Our score at the half is 2-1 in favor of St. Thomas Aquinas. The second half comes your way in just a few minutes from Topeka, Kansas. You're watching Championship Soccer on the Kansas High School Athletic Association Network. And welcome back to Topeka, Kansas for the 2012 Kansas Class 5A Girls Soccer Championship game between St. Thomas Aquinas and Mill Valley. And it's Aquinas with a 2-1 lead at the start of the second half. In this one, let's take a look at how the scoring started for St. Thomas Aquinas. To get an early goal from Hannah Pyle, her 13th of the season, with 18:46 remaining in the first half. And then a couple of minutes later, at the 15:02 mark, it was Kelly Sweeney adding her 7th goal of the season, and that gave St. Thomas Aquinas a 2-0 lead. And it was late in the first half when Charlie Howe put in her first of the game for Mill Valley to close it to a 2-1 gap with 6:40 to go in the first half, and that's where we stand at the start of half number 2. So Aquinas 40 minutes away from 3 consecutive state titles. Mill Valley, good job, though, clawing their way back into the contest. Their keeper, Rihanna Gossett, was shaken up a little bit early on that second goal from Sweeney. There was a couple of collisions between Gossett and players from St. Thomas Aquinas, and she had to come out of the contest for a few minutes, but worked her way back in and battled a little bit of a right leg in the first half, and now we're ready to go for the second half of this championship match. Deep down the middle of the field, Mill Valley will play it off of a bounce by Johnson. Works it back over the direction of Koch off of a couple of bounces. Finds Park to the near side. Just inside the touchline. Peeled off, though, on the play. Lister was able to move it to the middle of the field for St. Thomas Aquinas. Now deep to the right side. Mill Valley on the attack. Howell's going to send it towards the net, and it deflects off the right side and through the end line. Charlie Howell really picking up the offense for Mill Valley, especially late in that first half. She had the goal, and then a couple of chances later that just about evened the contest, and then it was a pretty decent run there. To the touchline to the near side, Aquinas will throw it in again. Off of a couple of bounces. Sweeney giving chase, trying to win it away from Siebel. Both players fall to the turf, and now trying to turn the Jets on. Goutet turns the corner. Goutet from the left side, and it's blocked by Gossett. Trying to clear it now to the near side as Koch, and she does. Top of the box, Koch drives this one even further downfield. So Gossett comes up with the end of another big save. Chip back to the right side. Right in the middle of the field now. They come to Sweeney, puts one on it, but didn't get a lot of steam on that shot attempt. It was another good ball, though, by Aquinas, and Gossett was easily able to handle that one. It was just a slow roller to her. So both teams up in the ante a little bit here in the second half, especially Mill Valley down by 1. Looking to get it in. Do so to the near side. Sent now over towards the right boundary, and it's going to be played through the touchline. And it'll go through the end line instead, and so it'll be a goal kick for St. Thomas Aquinas. Our first game, Bishop Carroll taking home third place in Class 5A with a 1-0 win against Hayes. Down the middle of the field, all the way to the right side. Franklin trying to keep it in, backpedaling the step, though, is Zars. Middle of the field, looking for Carroll. It was deflected away from where she was standing. Carroll again trying to get possession of the ball for Aquinas. Now to the right side, deep right corner, giving chase all the way to that far side. Sweeney right in the middle. Franklin collapsed back defensively and is pinched off on the play. Back the other direction comes Wakefield for Mill Valley. Feeds it to the middle of the field for Howe. Howe now over to the right side, but racing back was Lister on the defensive end, and Lister works it out ahead to Zars. Zars feeds it to the right side, another run at it again for St. Thomas Aquinas. Aquinas trying to center it. Sweeney up in it on the play. The ball rolling free, still trying to clear. Carroll will give chase, and she'll tap it back to the right side. Gossett shaken up again for Mill Valley. She has had a tough go at it today. She's had several collisions, and that one was just as bad as any of them as she was going out to try and make a save. Collided as the cross went towards the direction of Kelly Sweeney. She appears she's going to be okay and hang in there. 36-41 to go in the contest. Here it is. They were able to get it to Sweeney. Sweeney approaches from the middle, and Gossett went into the headlong dive and possibly took a right leg to the head or neck area and jumps up. She's okay. Again, she had a little bit of trouble with her right leg in the first half. Aquinas has possession. Deep down the right side. They wanted to go the direction of Sweeney, but it was too long. And it's out through the touchline, and the possession will go to Mill Valley. So the Jags trying to find an equalizer here in the second half. They trail it by 1. Sent again deep down the field. Gossett's going to come out and beat Coute to the ball and come up with a stop for the Jaguars. Drives it with that right leg down the middle of the field off of a bounce. Playing it back a couple of steps. There's a collision there between where Zerperter was trying to battle for the ball. Carroll to the middle of the field. Finds Coute back to the left side. Here's Pyle. Pyle drives it off the post on the left side. Driving it the other way is Siebel down the near touchline, and Gossett's getting some help from the post to the near boundary. Pyle just about put in her second of the contest. Tries to center it. Taken out by Gibson briefly. One back, though, here to the near side. Lister chips it deep down the middle. Trying to play it off with the bounce. Gossett is there. Sweeney able to beat her to the ball, but the ball carried him just a little bit too far to the right. Sweeney wasn't able to catch up to it after it popped over the top of where Gossett was, and it just trickles wide right. So a lot of action early on, especially on the offensive side for St. Thomas Aquinas. Coute over to the right side, wants to turn the corner, working against Koch, and loses it through the touchline. Just over 5 minutes played here in the second half, and it's been pretty up and down. Sweeney with the throw-in coming for St. Thomas Aquinas. Sweeney with a goal already in the contest today, trying to keep it in the box. Disidor back over to Sweeney to the right side. It's through the inline, and it'll go back to Mill Valley. So Gossett will track it down and will leave the goal kick instead of Koch. Mackenzie Koch, a junior defensive man for this Mill Valley team, drives it down the field. Aquinas has tilted the field early here in the second half, but Mill Valley trying to piece together a good run here, and it's knocked away. Humner trying to track it down, does so. Right around the midfield stripe, leaves it for Gibson. Gibson retreats to the left side, pushed it ahead, wanted to go to Howe, and it was too far in front of her. And the ball is actually sent across the way into the parking lot. And we'll have a throw-in coming from the far side. 33-33 left in this one. 2-1 is our score. Aquinas leads it by 1. High into the air, backing up a step. Zars played it, but through the touchline, back over to Mill Valley. Bree Franklin with a throw-in along the far side. Off a couple of bounces, struck off of the leg of Disidor. Down the middle of the field, trying to race back defensively is Siebel, and will send it through the touchline across the way. Didn't have a whole lot to do with it, and needed to slow down Aquinas some way. Now Sweeney with the throw-in, goes the direction of Coute. Back over to the middle of the field. Sent up the left side, and it's going to go through the touchline. And a throw-in by St. Thomas Aquinas. Driven by Gibson deep down the field. Loftman's going to play it easily off of a couple of bounces, and she'll retreat and let it roll to her. And comes up with the stop, races up a couple of steps, drives it with the right foot deep down the field. High into the air, off of a couple of bounces, headed now by Disidor. Back to the right side, trying to create a little separation, leaves it ahead, wanted to go to Pyle with it, and it was defended well by Siebel over towards the touchline on the far side. Gibson off of a bounce. Had it taken by Park now. down the field. Retreating a couple of steps, sliding in front of it, though, and getting a foot on it was Owens. Pushes to the near side. Owens finds Pyle. Pyle wants to go middle. Instead, it was blocked by Koch and retreated and tracked down by Carroll. Chipped back across the field. Now by Lister over to the right side. Disador trying to gain the advantage. Sends it right corner. Giving chase that way is Sweeney. Also there is Couttet, and Franklin retreats as well for Mill Valley. Sent back towards the middle of the box. It's headed now by Koch. Over to the right side. Popped high into the air. Chipped off the foot of Sweeney. Headed back towards the net by Pyle, but Gossett is there to answer the call. So Gossett's been pretty big for Mill Valley here in the second half. Sends that one down the field off of a couple of bounces. Mill Valley trying to get the offense going here in the second half. A big collision there and a whistle. A late whistle comes as Lister was driven to the turf. She'll be okay and pops up, and a free kick now for St. Thomas Aquinas. Almost 10 minutes in the book now in the second half. The Saints lead it by 1 here against Mill Valley. Saints in the white uniforms, Mill Valley in the navy blue. Down to the middle of the field, a whistle and a foul here against Mill Valley, and all of a sudden St. Thomas Aquinas is going to be set up in a pretty good spot here. A dangerous chance now for the Saints. It'll be placed down by Zarsh. You can see the big contact there from behind as the ball was going towards the direction of Couttet, and now a pretty good chance here. Pyle there along with the shot attempt is going to be deflected off of the hand of Gossett as it flailed to the left side, and now we'll see a corner chance for Lister. Haven't seen too many corners. We didn't see very many in the first contest either in the third place game, after seeing quite a few last night in both of the semifinals. So Lister will take the corner from the right side, trying to extend her team's 1-goal lead. Drives it short, touched up by Disador. Back to Lister, chips it further towards the top of the box. Up a couple of steps, the ball is hit to the near side, short. Zarsk comes up, chips it over the top of Gossett, trying to save it and unsuccessfully, and it's in for a goal. Couldn't tell from this direction if it was an own goal or not, but the ball got over the top of Gossett, and with 29-20 remaining here in the second half, it is a 3-1 lead now for St. Thomas Aquinas. Check out the replay here as you can see it coming to the near side. Gossett was coming in. Also there was Zars. Zars put it over the top and trying to clear it was the Jaguar defender and unable to do so. So St. Thomas Aquinas now leads it 3-1 here against Mill Valley. 29-20 to go in the second half. So Zars credited with the goal for St. Thomas Aquinas. That will be her first goal of the season. She had 9 assists coming into play here today. Chipped ahead. Here's a chance now for Mill Valley. Inside the box, a lot of contact. Referee says play on, though. And Hemner is going to get it back over to Gibson. Headed by Howell over to the right side, and it's going to trickle through the inline. That was a dangerous play there, as it looked like there could have been a whistle inside the box, but the referee decided that it was time to play on, and so Aquinas will hang on to a 3-1 lead right now here in the second half. So it's 2-1 at half. St. Thomas Aquinas, they've been knocking on the door quite a bit here in the second, and finally Zars is able to put one away off of a defender from Mill Valley. Sent to the left side, giving chase over that far away is Wakefield. Also there is Owens, and it's going to trickle through the inline, and it'll be a goal kick for St. Thomas Aquinas. See a substitution now. Pyle's going to come out of the lineup. Sweeney comes in for the Saints. Under 28 minutes to go in the contest. A little bit of insurance now for the Saints as they lead it by 2. Off of a bounce, chipped in the air. Koch to the right side, turned back to the middle. Borgwin trying to keep it away from the Mill Valley players, but Howe doing a good job fighting through traffic, trying to win the ball back for the Jaguars, and unable to do so as Myers rolls it to the near side. Stopped by Sweeney, trying to turn the corner, retreating a couple of steps. That was Morgan. Myers finds it in the middle of the field for Reason. Kept in, though, however, by Franklin. Retreating a couple of steps. Saints trying to clear it out of the defensive zone again. Kept in by Gibson. Pushes left corner. It's going to roll towards the touchline and go through it. And it'll be a throw-in for St. Thomas Aquinas. Reason towards the middle of the field. Running up a couple of steps. Isidore plays it the direction of Myers. Finds Sweeney. Now back towards the middle. Sweeney's pass skirted away a little bit from where she wanted to go with it to the left. And now it's chipped back over towards Sweeney again. Spins back towards the right. Good ball ahead. Gute giving chase for it. Bride to her left. And it's going to be out off of Mill Valley. So St. Thomas Aquinas will keep the possession with 26:30 to go. Purrs will throw it in for the Saints. Does so the direction of Myers, trying to turn the corner, and it's sent out, they say, off of the leg of Myers. Good job by Wakefield to glance it off of her leg before it went through the touch line. And so now we'll have a substitution for Mill Valley. Wakefield getting a rest. Remejo back in for the Jaguars. Back a couple of steps on the throw-in. Sent deep by the Jaguars again. Nobody home towards that left side. Closest player was Howe. Stopped off of the foot now of Reason. Sends it ahead to the right side. Redirects off of a couple of Mill Valley players. And here it comes the other way for the Jaguars. Park up the right side. Sends it middle, but nobody was there for Mill Valley. Chip deep to the right side. Howe giving chase for the Jaguars. Howe trying to beat the defender to the near side, but is pinched off by the Saints. Up the near side, good job by Schmidt there for St. Thomas Aquinas. Koch rolls it low along the ground. Stopped by Park, feeds it middle of the field. Now chips it right side. Zaperta trying to make a move. Does so to Gibson. Gibson tries to slice between two different players, goes low. Ball squirts free to the left side. Kept in by Humner. And it's taken the other way by the Saints now. 24:51 to go in the second half. Sent left side by Bride, but it'll be played back by Mill Valley instead. Gibson over to Koch, giving chase for Mill Valley. Taken instead. Purrs sends it deep right side. Giving chase is Coute, trying to work it around Franklin. Ball deflects over to the right touchline, and it'll go through the touchline off of Coute, and it'll go back to Mill Valley. Throw-in comes from the left side. Sent the other direction again, this time high in the air by Brown. Coute trying to turn the right corner. Back defensively, though, is Koch. Sends it middle of the field. Koch deflects it out, and it's going to be a throw-in for St. Thomas Aquinas in the deep right corner. Koch has been very busy in the defensive third so far here in the second half, along with some of the other Mill Valley players as well, as Aquinas is going to rotate in 5 fresh bodies into the lineup. So Aquinas rotating some fresh legs in to try and keep their offense rolling here in the second half. They've already scored once in the second. Tessie Zars, her first goal of the season. Here's the throw-in from the far side. It bounced over the top of Disador, rolls to the top right corner of the box. Sweeney will give chase for St. Thomas Aquinas. Chipped in now by Schmidt. Towards the middle of the field, goes over the top of Carroll. Trying to work it to the left side for Pyle. Taken by Park. Feeds it ahead just inside the touchline. Played there by Siebel. Siebel makes a move towards the middle of the field. Stays on her feet. Rolls it further downfield. Well played by Hamner. Upper top part of the net, and it hits the crossbar. Hamner well placed it. It was just an unfortunate break there. It was too tall for Loftman, but it hit the crossbar and caromed out to the right. Zaperta trying to keep it in for Mill Valley. Now Gibson knocked off of the ball as it rolls through the touchline across the way. Back over to St. Thomas Aquinas. You can see the drive here. It was well struck. Full extension by Loftman, and she just gets some help from the crossbar, and it bounces off to the left. A harmless shot attempt there by Mill Valley as they were trying to narrow the gap a little bit here late in the second half. Into the middle of the field. Jaguars trying to keep the pressure on. Sent back the other way by Zars. Deflected by Sweeney through the touchline. And there'll be another throw in here for Mill Valley across the way. Howe has the lone goal for the Jaguars. It came with 6:40 to go in the first half after they were down 2-0. So they had some momentum going into the half, and then St. Thomas Aquinas scored with 29:20 to go in the second half to extend their 2-1 lead to 3-1. Mill Valley out of the near side, trying to clear it, unable to do so, and here comes Aquinas again, back to the middle of the field. Pyle was there, it kind of bounced over her, kept in though nicely off the leg of Pelzel. Pelzel again to the middle of the field, it's deflected by a defender. And it's going to be a corner kick for St. Thomas Aquinas as it deflects off the leg of Siebel with 21-7 remaining. So a corner kick coming up here for the Saints. Zars will take it in the left corner. St. Thomas Aquinas trying to extend a 2-goal lead about midway through this second half. Ball will be placed down, waiting for the rest of the substitutions. Here's the kick by Zars, drives it with the right foot, right towards the middle of the net. It was deflected by a defender, chipped in by Carroll, now to the left side. Up and over the top by Myers. And play will be stopped with 20:26 remaining here in the second half for a break. Aquinas leads it 3-1 against Mill Valley. So it's been up and down the first 20 minutes of this second half. The question is, how many more chances does Mill Valley have left in them after being up and down throughout this entire contest? So you look at Mill Valley and how their offense has been. We talked about how brilliant they have been offensively, really over a 5-game stretch in which they've scored 37 goals during that stretch. And St. Thomas Aquinas came in today with 26 goals in their last 5 contests. So both teams can fill it up offensively, but right now it's been Aquinas with a 3-1 lead at almost the halfway mark in this second half. It was a goal by Hannah Pyle to start things off. 18:46 remaining in the first half. That was Pyle's 13th goal of the season. And then just 3 minutes and 44 seconds later, it was a goal from Sweeney. Kelly Sweeney put in her 7th goal of the season. That gave St. Thomas Aquinas a 2-0 lead. Mill Valley, though, answered before the half would expire. Charlie Howe put in her first goal of the contest to make it 2-1. And then with 29:20 remaining here in the second half, Tessie Zars knocks in her first goal of the season to go along with 9 assists on the year for the 3rd goal for Aquinas. And right now it's a 3-1 lead. Ryan Gossett, the keeper for this Mill Valley squad, has been very active throughout the contest. A couple of the collisions, some good saves, some great saves by Ellen Loftman, the sophomore keeper for this St. Thomas Aquinas team as well. Goal kick will be taken by Mill Valley. Kept in, though, by the Saints briefly. Sent the other direction by Koch off of a couple of bounces. Hamner high into the air, chased down to the left side. Trying to get some type of offense jump-started with 20 minutes to go in the second half. Sending it ahead, ball ricochets off of a defender, and it's going to be Saints ball across the way as it trickles through the touchline. Hopfinger, a quick throw in from the far side. Wants to feed it to the middle, and it's taken off of a couple of bounces by Zyperta. Deep down the field, backpedaling there. As Schmidt turns it now to the near side. Lister back over to Schmidt. Disador stops it with the right foot, cuts back now to the right side. Leaves it to the back row, played there now by Owens. Out to the right side. So Aquinas trying to not only look for their chances still, but also chew some clock, leading by a couple of goals. Chip deep middle. Coming over a step, though, was Schmidt. Got a piece of it. Hit by Lister. Now looking ahead. Disador to the middle. On the attack comes Carroll. Carroll lost control of it from behind by Gibson. Taken in by Romejo. Out to the left side for Franklin. Stop off at the foot of Gibson again. Play back the direction of Carroll. Rolls it to the middle of the field. It deflected off of the leg of Pelzel, and now it's going to roll to the near side. Driven deep by Siebel, coming off of a couple of bounces. Stop there with it is Schmidt. Feeds it ahead to Disador. Looks to the left side, just inside the touchline. Pelzel goes back to Disador. Gibson has it deflect off of the leg of Disador. Now it rolls back her way. Hit deep now by Schmidt, and a whistle going against St. Thomas Aquinas, and Mill Valley will have a free kick coming up as we approach 18 minutes left in the second half of this state championship game. It'll be placed down, and the kick will be taken by Mill Valley, driven by Siebel to the middle of the field. Sent back, though, immediately, as Mill Valley has had trouble penetrating their offensive third here in the last couple of minutes of this second half. Myers to the right side. Sends it long, and now it's through the touchline. It'll be a throw-in for St. Thomas Aquinas across the way. You see Emily Johnson there defensively. She's been busy this afternoon along with the rest of her defensive men in Siebel and Koch. Free kick chance now for St. Thomas Aquinas. You can see just above the top right corner of the box. From distance, driven. Header chance by Pelzel. Goes to the right side. Hit by Gibson the other way. Sends it down the left boundary. Retreating over to her right. Hopfinger puts the ball on the right foot. Drives it down the field. Off of a couple of bounces. Mill Valley trying to mount an organized attack here against St. Thomas Aquinas. Howe chips it to the left side, but nobody was there for Mill Valley. It's going to be retreated all the way into the defensive third by Owen. Owen looking ahead. Hopfinger in through traffic. Had to deflect off of a Mill Valley player. I believe that was Romejo. They got a piece of it, and it'll stay with St. Thomas Aquinas. We'll have a throw-in right in front of the Aquinas bench across to the field, and now we'll have some substitutions. So time not a friend right now with Mill Valley with 16-16 remaining, trailing by a couple. Hopfinger throws it in off of a bounce. Zars down the middle of the field, pops it into the air, taken by Hamner. Rolls it all the way to the near side, giving chase. Lister keeps it inside the touchline. Goes back to Disador. Rolls it low along the ground. Stopped there by Pyle. Turns and rolls it now to the left side. Sweeney has Coute to her right. Sweeney feeds it middle of the field. Just in front of Disador and retreating a couple of steps to try and keep it as close to the box as possible. Disador out to the right boundary. Turns. Fires it off of Franklin. Now Disador again chips it to the right side. Coute giving chase for St. Thomas Aquinas. Top right corner of the box. Cuts back towards the right side, and it's going to be through the touchline across the way, I believe. And so it'll be a throw-in for St. Thomas Aquinas. 15 minutes to go in this one. 3-1. Aquinas leads it. They were up 2-1 at half, and they've added a goal here in the second from Zars, her first of the year. Throw will come all the way from the right side of the field. Throwing it back in towards the box. It's hit by Disador. Back over to the far side. Kelly able to play it. Top middle of the box. Deflected, though, by the head of Park. Schmidt able to keep it in, though, for St. Thomas Aquinas. Now to the deep right side. Stopped there by Schmidt briefly. Now Valley trying to turn the corner. Saberta falls down, though, and is unable to maintain control of it. Now here's a chance by Siebel. Siebel rolls it to Wakefield. Tried to go right back to Siebel, but right there to deflect it was Lister. Park up a couple of steps. Wakefield has the possession now for the Jaguars. Trying to turn the corner. Loses possession of it, though. Driving it deep. Retreating a couple of steps. Johnson trying to play it off of bounce. Coutey trying to win it from her. Johnson spins back to the right side. Looking now. Hamner down the field. Had to deflect off of Saberta further down the field. Koch will roll it out to the left side. Franklin feeds it ahead. Remejo with it for Mill Valley. Under 14 to play in the game. Wakefield to the right side. Saberta trying to make a move. It was deflected there by Schmidt. Now back to the right side. Off of a couple of bounces. Kelly sends it back over to the near side for Zars. Wanted to turn the corner. Wasn't able to do so. Now Hamner comes up with the possession. Feeds it to the middle, but nobody was there for Mill Valley. Disador out of the middle of the field. Goes to Pyle. Drives it right side. Coutey collapsed on by a couple of defenders. Franklin's there. Coutey still able to maintain control of the ball, though. Franklin on her defensively. Spins and fires it. A corner chance is awarded to St. Thomas Aquinas. Under 13 minutes to go in the second half. Aquinas was able to acquire the insurance that they had hoped for in the second half a little bit earlier. Now looking to knock the door down completely if they could capitalize and put another one on the board. Lister will place it down and take the corner kick from the deep right side. Lister drives it with the right foot. Header chances narrowly in, but a good job defensively, collapsing back and helping out and getting a foot on it with Siebel. Now here's another chance from the top of the box by Myers. She was offsides anyways, but way off of the corner. A great play by Haley Siebel as she was able to help out defensively. The junior kept that one from going in. You can see it here. Yep, offsides was the call, and just a hair out in front, and Aquinas still have a 3-1 lead. Gibson spins back to the left side. Finds Remejo, stops it with the right foot. Now it's deflected back over to Gibson, though. Gibson will leave it. And it'll be taken by Koch. Drives it with the right foot deep down the field. Sent back towards the net, and it's going to be well wide right, and it'll be a goal kick for Mill Valley. Just over 11 minutes to go in this state championship game. Aquinas appears that they are on the doorstep of championship number 3 in a row. Sent into the air by Loftman. High into the air, Disador wants to send it further down the field, but it's going to be played off of a couple of bounces. Conklin was able to do so, but it's taken by the Saints the other direction. Off of a bounce, it was Myers that wasn't able to get there, but it's still kept in, though, by the Saints. Further down the field, putting some pressure on Pelzel. Gains control of it atop the box, drives it with the right foot, and Gossett is there to scoop it up on a couple of bounces. And with 10:26 to go in the second half, Aquinas with a 2-goal lead. Deep down the left side. Mill Valley, can they mount some type of a couple of chances, at least a rally here late in the contest? Here's the attack by Pelzo to the right side. Offsides is going to be the call again. And the possession will go back to Mill Valley. Ball will be placed down and taken by Mackenzie Koch. Drives it with the right foot down the middle of the field. Hamner hits it off of a couple of bounces. Tries to feed it further down for Conklin. Instead, it's going to be retreated and now taken again by Mill Valley, but a wide pass by Hamner is taken back by St. Thomas Aquinas. Goutte looking ahead down the middle of the field. Finds Sweeney out to the right. Sweeney trying to turn the corner. The centering pass is deflected away. Giving chase. Also goes back to Sweeney to the right side, but it was too wide. And Mill Valley will come the other direction as Franklin works it out to the left side, taken there by Wakefield. Wakefield trying to work her way around some defenders. Loses control of it, though, and it's going to be taken by Lister. Sweeney to the deep right side, giving chase now for St. Thomas Aquinas. Drives it towards the middle. Played off of a bounce, though, by Koch. And returned by Mill Valley. Saints done a great job of keeping it towards their offensive third, though, here in the second half. Mill Valley down by a pair. They need some offense, and they need it in a hurry with 8:35 remaining. Sent by Wakefield to the left side. Now to the middle of the field. Gibson goes low. Finds it over to Conklin. Too tall for Park. She's going to have to retreat a couple of steps, trying to keep it from going through the touchline, and she does. Park cuts back to the left now. Has some help. Siebel's there as well. Tries to go right back to Park, and it's taken away. Myers down the middle of the field. Looking ahead. Puzzle turns the corner. Races down the middle. Now to the right. Wants to go to Sweeney, and was a tad wide to the left of her. And Franklin clears it briefly. Gibson works it ahead. Wanted to go to Conklin, but instead it's taken away by St. Thomas Aquinas. With the possession, Myers spins and holds now. Feeds it left side. Myers again gathers it in. Looks to the top of the box. Finds Disador. Hamner on her defensively. Shaking free. Goutte puts it in the back of the net with 7:35 remaining. St. Thomas Aquinas gets their fourth goal of the afternoon. This one coming with 7:35 remaining. Here it is again, a great move from distance. Here's Disador. Was able to feed it perfectly, staying on sides, and then making a great move. So Goutte, her second goal of this state tournament. She has 16 on the season. And St. Thomas Aquinas gets more insurance, and they lead it 4-1 with 7:35 to go in this contest. So 2 in the first, 2 in the second now for the Saints. Ball will be placed down right at the midfield stripe for Mill Valley out to the right side, racing up a couple of steps. Siebel put a foot on it. Perta rolls it to the right side. Played by Park. Sends it back towards the middle. Taken out by the Saints. Rolls it to the near side. Taking it away, though. Siebel steps in front of it. Hamner spins out of traffic. Lobs it far left side. Good ball. Wakefield's going to try to catch up to it. It's rolling, and Wakefield was not successful at doing so, and so it's going to be through the touchline across the way. Under 7 minutes to go in this state championship game. Well, Aquinas came in, and they had close wins in their last 2 games. Loftman's going to come out. She's going to be replaced. Nice round of applause, and we'll see Natalie Goutte come in to take her place. You'll get St. Thomas Aquinas May 22nd against Blue Valley Southwest, a 1-0 win. That was in the quarterfinals, and then, of course, in the semifinals yesterday, a 1-0 win against Bishop Carroll. And here their offense has been good from the start in this one. They lead it 4-1 against Mill Valley with 6 minutes to go. The last loss for this St. Thomas Aquinas team, you have to go all the way back to May 1st And that was a 4-3 loss against Blue Valley West in double overtime. They have not lost since then. They have had great wins 2 times against Bishop Carroll, 1 against Mount Carmel, 8-0. Defeated Blue Valley 8-0, Gardner Edgerton 10-0. Emporia 8-0, Blue Valley 6-0 on their run to this championship contest and on their way to their 3rd consecutive state title with 5:22 to play. See a substitution now for Mill Valley. Park's going to come out of the lineup. And we'll see Amanda Coxon for the first time. Here come the Saints again. Towards the top of the box, Riggs plays it to the left side. Helping out, though, defensively. Cox trying to clear it. And it goes through the touchline. It'll be a throw-in here for Rachel Riggs. Riggs looking to get it in. Waiting for some more substitutions to make their way onto the field to get their name in the book for this state championship. We'll see Morgan sliding out for St. Thomas Aquinas. A couple of new faces into the lineup as well. Throwing will come from the left side. Into the box, trying to play it off of a bounce. Gute had it roll away from her. Chases it all the way to the corner. It'll be a corner chance now for St. Thomas Aquinas with just over 4 minutes to play. Corner will be taken from the left side. Under 4 minutes now remaining. Zars will place it down. A couple more substitutions. Gossett will come out for Mill Valley. She's done for the day. Great seasons, though, from both of these programs. Mill Valley will finish at 18-2. St. Thomas Aquinas with their 3rd consecutive state championship, and great game here this afternoon. Mill Valley trying to send it down the field. That's going to be stopped there by Schmidt. Played back to the near side by Egan. And offsides is going to be the call as Gute was a little bit too far out in front as we approach 3 minutes to go. Walking back a couple of steps is Mackenzie Koch. She will drive it away down the right side of the field, headed by St. Thomas Aquinas. Trying to turn the corner. Doing so, Hagen Court to the near side. Deflects it. And it's going to be headed by Cox. Now ahead to the right side. Serperta sends it deep. Conklin giving chase. Played back by Schmidt the other direction. Disador defensively. Guarding Serperta. Back over to Siebel. Disador right there defensively again. Still fighting here in the last 2:20. And her team up by 3. Down to the left side. Driving it ahead. Centering pass is deflected away, though. Cleared to the near side. Stopped there by Egan. Played off of a bounce. Carroll trying to keep it in. Disador sends it to the right side. Gute trying to play it off of a bounce. Makes a move, but a great job defensively by Johnson to come back and help out her keeper. Nearly a 5th goal added there for St. Thomas Aquinas. 1:39 remaining. Up the left side. It'll trickle through the touchline across the way. Hop finger was going to let it go, and now we'll throw it in for the Saints. Doing so to the right side, trying to turn the corner that direction. Battling through traffic. Ball was knocked away, taken by Zars. Down the right side, fed by Carroll. Trying to go to the left side with it. Gute just outside the top right corner of the box. Tries to cut back in as we approach 1 minute to go in this state championship game. All the way back out to the middle of the field. Collision again. Carroll goes to the near side. Offsides is the call again. Hagencourt would have been offside. It would have been negated had it gone. As we have 48 seconds remaining. Deep down the middle of the field, the Aquinas players can feel it. The bench is up clapping right now across the way. Sent to the right side. Owens, deep down the field. Now with 30 seconds remaining. All the way back to the net. Driven high into the air, back the opposite way. Isidore off of a couple of bounces. Play back by Koch to the left side. Koch angles it right at the midfield stripe with 10 seconds remaining. St. Thomas Aquinas, for the third consecutive year, they will be Class 5A state champions. They are victorious today. They run onto the field and pile each other. They win it 4-1 here against Mill Valley in this state championship game. It was Pyle getting the score, going first, 18:46 remaining in the first half. Her 13th goal of the season. Sweeney capitalized on her 7th goal of the year just a couple of minutes later. Mill Valley's lone goal coming from Charlie Howe with 6:40 to go in the first half. It was 2-1 at the break. And then St. Thomas Aquinas adds 2 in the second half. 29:20 remaining. Zars adds 1, her first of the season. And then Coutay adds her 16th of the year with 7:35 remaining. And that will do it for us today. Hope you enjoyed the game. Our final score, 4-1. St. Thomas Aquinas wins the Class 5A state championship. They finished the season 16-4-1. Mill Valley will finish in second place at 18-2. For our producer, Steve Thomas, and everyone with Niles Media, a great weekend here from Topeka. I'm TJ Jackson. Thanks for listening. Good afternoon.